Every one of us, when we're sworn in, every Congress, swear to uphold the Constitution against enemies, both foreign and domestic. Madam Speaker, we have a lot of enemies that are domestic. Enemies of the Constitution. This House is overrun by many domestic enemies of the Constitution. The Senate's full of a bunch of them also.
From harmful mandates and Obamacare to job-killing EPA regulations, the federal government continues to reach far beyond our founding fathers' intent.
And nowhere in the Constitution do we read the words, the government shall provide for health care. Nowhere. In fact, the words health care are nowhere in the Constitution.
That's a great question. The first question I have for you is, if you look in the Constitution, where is it the federal government's role to do that? That's number one. Number two, the way I was brought up, that's a family responsibility, not a government responsibility.
President Johnson and his Great Society. And it further eroded our founding fathers' boundaries that they had put upon the federal government. Medicare, Medicaid.
Some of the things that have been done, most of the things that have been done by the federal government that are unconstitutional, in my opinion, have been done for good reasons. They're not malevolent reasons, but they're wrong. We should not be funding education.
Will we end all the unconstitutional federal departments, including the Department of Energy, Education, Agriculture, Commerce, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security, and Labor?
The nearly unlimited scope of the federal government contradicts the principles of a limited constitutional government that our founders established to protect us. Those principles took a big hit during that period of time that I refer to as the progressive era, back in the teens of the 20th century, when that 16th Amendment was passed that allowed the federal government access to our wallets in the form of a personal income tax. The assault on those boundaries continued into the Roosevelt New Deal. And frankly, I think most honest people would stand up and profess that those programs of the New Deal did very little to bring to a close the Great Depression. It's not what. As a matter of fact, I think they exacerbated the effects of the Great Depression. Instead, the New Deal's legacy is a glut of federal programs, and including a bankrupt Social Security system. I don't know how you would call it anything other than that.
And I don't know how I would have voted on the 17th Amendment because it sounds so good. You know what? We ought to let all the people in the state elect our U.S. Senator. And once that was done, once that amendment was passed, there was no further check on states' rights.
As a part of the Tea Party caucus, I am going to be starting classes on a weekly basis for our new members of Congress on the Constitution. And I'm asking experts from around the country to come in every week and teach our constitutional principles. And Judge, I'll ask you right now on national TV if you'll come in and be one of our experts and lead our members of Congress in these principles.
He praises federal child labor laws, the Clean Air Act, the EPA, and the Department of Transportation. All of these laws and agencies are creatures of the progressive, we can tell you how to live and force you to live as we command you mindset. And none of them is even arguably authorized by the Constitution.